Glory to Ukraine, glory to brave Ukrainian army. Ukraine stands, Ukraine's fighting for the democracy in the whole world. Today I would like to familiarize you or to show you one of the prominent beauties in my garden called Shiraz. This is Rose from Veep Roses, Netherlands. Shiraz, and I think you have already either faced her, either spotted her somewhere, or even maybe planted her in your garden. This is one of the most stable variety. This is one of the most generous variety. This is one of the most of the varieties which started to bloom as early as they could, and during the first season in your garden they will impress you because they will grow very generous clusters, and all these clusters, all these buds in the clusters, they will open into flowers, and as a result bush will be flowered with a lot of beauty. As you can see on your screen, colors, they are combined, and each flower, it starts in a much more intense color. This color is at the beginning it's even peachy pink, then it becomes more pinky, and then it transferred or maybe changed to into slowly, of course, gradually into light greenish creamy white. And at the same time, in one cluster, you will see all these shades of these main colors. And in addition, these shades will be a little bit changing with time of blooming during all this life of the flower. What I mean by changing is that this color, each of the color, it will become more lighter and lighter and lighter, and as a result you will see all these transformations, you will see all these shades, and this is very interesting. And in addition, flowers itself, they are very resistant against different weather conditions. Either this will be very hot sun and very very direct sun exposure during couple of days of, or even couple of weeks of very hot weather, hot temperatures. The same, they are resistant against long-lasting humidity, because a lot of varieties among roses, they are not resistant against humidity, and they are tending to bloom, to ball, sorry, and they become spoiled, and as a result flowers not opened, and as a result you lose part of the wave or part of the flush, part of the blooming. This variety, Shiraz, she demonstrates very high resistance. She demonstrates very high characteristics, I would say, against all possible weather conditions. And of course, it is not, or she is not attacked by beetles. They do not spoil the flowers. And all of them will be perfectly formed, perfectly opened, and in addition will be very long on the bush. The life of each flower, it's very long, it's 2 weeks plus. And to say about flush, it is also very long, because each flower life long, and when this is added, we receive aggregation of very long flush. In my weather conditions, it blooms in 2 flushes. We have repeat flush, and we have to wait a little bit between flushes. Why? Because this is spray rose and spray from type of Hultemia, and its characteristics is that when flowers, first flowers, they come to an end of their life. At the same time, new buds, they are already started to be formed, and this is parallel process. So some flowers are blooming, some flowers are forming, and at the stage of buds. And this makes impression, and this in reality is that blooming is almost perpetual, but not. not for 100%. There is still a little break, but this break is really little, and you will not be waiting for long or very long for new flush to start its bloom. You can plant this flower with different aims. You can plant as a part of your garden, of rose garden. You can plant for different floristic aims, for cutting, for buckets, of course. And even when planting for a garden, you could also play with your ideas and play with planting ideas. What I mean is that you could plant like a border, a rose border, right? You could plant massive, maybe into triangle, or even more. You could make her. You could plant this rose. In the footer, or to be the footer of some very high varieties. For example, alpha rose. It blooms not from the beginning of the bush, from the grounding of the bush, so you could easily plant the Shiraz variety at the or near some climber, and this will make bottom part of that climber, of that high bushes, right, to be not so maybe bare, and to look much more spectacular. And in general, this variety, she could be combined with a lot of other varieties. For example, you could combine her with some green varieties like green tea, green fashion. You could combine her with similar varieties in color. I mean similar. Like Acropolis. This would be very impressive, spectacular view, spectacular point in your garden if you will combine these two varieties. You could combine her with maybe Drums, also very nice play of color. You could definitely combine her with some red roses, a lot of varieties. I would not count them because red roses, they are popular and there are a lot of them. You could combine her with pink roses, of course, because here we have pinkish shades, we have apricot shades, etc., etc. So very, very, I would say, prominent variety, very, very precious variety, because of different combination possibilities, because of different planting aim possibilities, and of course, as far as she is so resistant against all the possible conditions, or in addition, she is resistant as far as I have spotted and according to my observations during the first season, because this is her first season in my garden. And she is very resistant to diseases, to main diseases of roses as well. I have not spotted neither black spot nor mildew, and all the flowers, they were perfectly formed and they were perfectly opened, because we have some varieties, and at least I had one, lavender ice. That bush, it produced a lot of buds, but part of the buds, they were fallen down and they were never opened into the flowers, and this was very pity, of course. I was very sad seeing this picture, because of course I want bloom to be as generous as it could, and if I see a lot of buds underneath the bush, I of course feel the pity and feel the sadness. This variety, Shiraz, she will not demonstrate this. She will definitely open all the flowers. All the flowers will be very, very perfectly formed, and as you can see, all this play of colors, this is very, very interesting. And on the background, you could see a pink beauty. This is Pink Forest, one of the also very stable and very recommended by me variety. I will prepare a separate video about her, but now we are talking about Shiraz. And especially this rose especially could be recommended for the gardens, natural gardens, ecological gardens, when you have this ecological and natural approach to your garden, when you do not apply pesticides. This is one of the best variants to be planted, because she could be strong and she could be resistant, and she is resistant against diseases. So there is no necessity to apply pesticides. But if you apply pesticides in your garden, of course this variety, Shiraz, she also suits perfectly well, because of course she will bring a lot of joy and a lot of happiness while you will be watching her. And I want to, as usual, of course, I want to remind that there is still war in Ukraine. Russia, terrorist state, they still attack us. They still attack all the cities one by one, and couple of cities at the same time. And they have attacked this night was not an exception, because they attacked mostly during nights or closer to the sunset, closer to the, not sunset, but sunrise, and closer to the morning. And they have attacked today, among other cities, they have attacked Kharkiv, they have attacked civil building, multi-store, 5-store building, and they have destroyed that building completely. And you could imagine how many people are dead. And there are still maintenance works, there are still rescue works, and not all the bodies are found. And among the victims of that attack, of that countless, I am not sure how many thousands of attacks Russia terrorists have made already on the civil buildings. Among the victims, there are unfortunately children, kids, babies, pregnant women. They are, of course, continue with the terrorism. They terrorize us. They are fighting against us. They are fighting against independent European country, Ukraine. And we proceed to fight, we proceed to defend, because if we will give up, they will destroy us completely, they will kill us completely, because of course they just do not assume, and they do not see us as a separate country. But we are a separate country, we are a country with the longest history, with much more longer and older history than that country, Russia, terrorist state, and we will be fighting. And you see what is happening in the world and what will be happening if to tolerate terrorism in the world as well. So let us see the beauty, let us concentrate on beauty, of course, and let us thank all the people who defend the world against terrorists, because you, most of my at least viewers, you are in countries where there is no war. You could think about your garden, you could think about your plans for the summer, for the weekend. You could freely go to any cafe to have a coffee with croissant, for example. But here in Ukraine, we could not afford this very freely, because in a lot of cities we have a very, very frequent raid alarms, and of course this is very, very dangerous to walk through the cities for the whole day. Thanks for your attention, thanks for listening, thanks for activities under the video. Please share your thoughts and share your impressions about this variety, and till the next video, bye.